So I am Greg Palmateer, meeting with my friend Ben Keish, and Ben's a good friend of mine. Ben, tell me a little about yourself, what you do, and how long you've been here in Jackson.
Well, I've been in Jackson this is my 8th year living in Jackson, and, well, I guess owning a house in Jackson, 9 years living in Jackson. So what I do for a career or profession is I'm now a middle school dean is what it's called. A lot of times it could be considered like an assistant principal, but I just help run a middle school in town called Paragon. So I work with 5th through 8th grade students, and then also work with the teachers. So before that, I was a PE teacher and did that for 6 years, and I was a 5th grade teacher before that as well. So I've just been kind of in education.
Nice. Now, you explained to me before that you had made a move. Would you care to explain that again?
Sure. Yeah. My wife and I, when we were married, I had bought a house prior to us getting married by about 6 months, and just kind of helped fix it up. And I had some guys live with me during that time and help fix it up, and just kind of help them have a cheap place to live. And then just kind of as time went on, we thought we were buying the house for an investment, and we ended up really wanting to invest and stay in the community. It's a really neat community. Many of the people in the community are without work, and folks that did work are now retired. So it's a nice community. I kind of consider it a front porch community where people are out front talking and just really involved in each other's lives. Sometimes positive, sometimes negative, but just a neat community to be a part of. But Chris and I originally were going to Spring Arbor Methodist Church, which is a church just outside of Jackson, about 12, 13 miles, and we were just really longing for a church community in our own area. So we and a group of others started praying that the Lord would just lay on a heart and a mission that a church could be planted in Jackson, and we were able to do that. Started about 6 years ago, and we've been kind of on that journey ever since.
That's really cool. What are the effects that you've seen just kind of around you with the people that you've been able to have contact with?
Sure. Well, being in a little bit a poorer community, there's a lot of transition. So sometimes our neighbors, if they're in a rental house, will be there for on average about 9 months, and then they'll move on. So that's just always an interesting thing, because the opportunity to get to know your neighbor is pretty limited, or a shorter period of time than maybe in a more traditional community that maybe you live or have grown up in. So that's a neat aspect of the community. So it kind of gives you the urgency to get to know people and just spend time with them. And Jackson's, even though it seems to be a big town, it's a really small town. Everybody's pretty interconnected, and so even though they may move away, the next group that comes in, or next family that comes in, you can get to know them, and they usually will know or keep tabs on the person that moved out. So it's a pretty interesting way to just kind of keep community going.
That's really cool. So from all this, what do you feel that you've taken away? What do you feel that you've learned from making this move and just staying in that community?
I think the biggest thing that I've learned is I think there's just a real positive thing that Krista and I have learned, is that there's a tension between maybe moving out into a community where everybody's like us in a way. Everybody's working, everybody's trying to raise their family. The perceived notion that everybody has similar values. So there's always a tension for us to move out of our community. I know I love gardening, and our yard isn't even, I don't even think it's 1/8 of an acre, so it's a very small yard. So there's just always a tension just to move out. So I think the biggest thing we've learned is that tension is what keeps bringing us back to the Lord, and asking Him, Lord, why have you brought us here? Why have you called us to live here? Why have you called us to minister here? Which is a good thing, because I think if we just moved away, I think we lose that heart for really intentionally working with people, and knowing that where we live is a great thing, and a great honor to work in an area of need. So I know our house has become a house of refuge for for neighbor kids, when mom or dad leave or they're with aunt and things go wrong, they'll quickly come to our house, use our phone, or just ask us to help out with something. Or even we have a little side garden. They'll ask for onions or peppers if they run out of food for, not complete food, but just need something extra for cooking. So it's just been just a great journey for us, just learning to just be a part of a community and be stable there. A lot of people move now. A lot of people are very transient in a way. So I think just to have neighbors that care and that want to listen and want to help out is just a huge, important part of what it is to be a Christian.
Oh, that's really cool. Thanks for getting together and sharing.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Cool.